welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this episode, I want to talk about intuition. The word intuition, there's not a specific origin for it, but there's a couple of places where you can look to kind of get what the root of the word comes from. One of them is from the Latin word, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this because I did not take Latin. That word is intuere, and it means to consider. There's also a Middle English word called intuit, which means to contemplate. Intuition is a guiding force. I refer to it as guidance from my higher self, but you might think of it as your sixth sense. There are more old-fashioned phrases where people talk about a woman's intuition, but it is not a gender thing. Everyone has intuition. You can have it in different degrees at different times. It can be blocked, it can be ignored, it can be misunderstood, and at its highest, it can be something like claircognizant, which I'm claircognizant, and it took me a long time to understand that. But at the very base level, you have your intuition. It is acquiring or accessing knowledge or having a knowing without using conscious reasoning. So it's when things, pop into your head, or you're given a choice and you instantly know you're drawn to one or the other. That is your intuition. It can also be when you're walking down a street and you feel like there's someone coming up behind you and you turn around and you see your friend. You felt it, and that is your intuition at work. So though your body is involved, it's your inner insight. It's a whisper or a feeling that guides you. It's an unconscious knowing or an inner sensing. Now, some people refer to having a gut reaction. While I believe, and I'm going to give you some ways for you to test your intuition in a minute, while you can say it can be accompanied by a feeling, I like to not assign it with the gut reaction category, because I think the gut reaction refers more to a fight or flight feeling, and that is more in your conscious self and your ego, and it's a self-protective mechanism. Your intuition guides you, and you do have your warning system, but it's different than the fight or flight. And the fight or flight comes from a sense of self-preservation and to respond out of a feeling of fear. And that is usually your ego. And your ego is the one that causes you to have instant reactions and responses just on a dime. And that comes from a conditioning. It could be conditioning related to media or constant stimulation by a person right in front of you that you're dealing with, a problematic situation, a trauma. And that actually has impact on the frontal lobe part of the brain, and it impacts and blocks your ability to have critical thinking and sound decision making. You just get to where you're reacting. That's not what intuition is. But intuition can be blocked in that process. And both of those situations where your critical thinking is blocked and your intuition is blocked come about when, like I said, there is trauma or there is overstimulation. And both of those things cause you to be, running circles in your mind trying to figure something out, either because there's just too much noise and you're overstimulated, or because something is not matching up with what you believe or what you think or what you understand. And so you're up in your mind trying to work things out, and if things are illogical or they don't match up or you're having some other trouble with that, then things will just shut down and the mind will override the body and the ego will override the higher self, and that's where your intuition can be blocked. And so through that confusion, your intuition isn't killed, it's not gone, it's just that you're not able to access it or feel it or connect with it in an easy way. It's something that you have to realize and then kind of stop the noise and get yourself centered and reconnect to it. And you might not even realize in some of those situations that it's gone until you get away from the stimulus or get away from the situation or the person and calm yourself down and reconnect to yourself, and then it pops back up. There are various tests that you can take, and they're kind of fun on different websites. You can just put in the search bar intuition test, and some of them have a list of questions and different answers, and some of them have a, what do you agree with type of thing, and you can get some gauge based upon that person's work and opinion as to where your intuition might lie, or how strong it is, or how connected you are. But this is a really easy one that was taught to me, a real easy way to do it. You need to sit quietly and get rid of anything that's going on, in your mind or churning. You just want to sit in a quiet place. You don't have to go all the way into a meditation. Just sit quietly. Don't have any other, music or TV or Netflix or any computer games going on, and just be quiet. You can focus on something that you see, an animal, a plant, a picture, a piece of furniture, a favorite artifact, a seashell, something, just something that is not going to make you feel one way or the other. Another way you can do it is just use it by listening to sounds outside if there's traffic or children playing, or listen to your air conditioner or some fan, or just some just some steady sound, and sit there for a minute and get yourself centered. And then you say out loud, or you can just think it to yourself. Say, my name is, and say your name. My name is Sue. Or my eyes are brown, or my dress is red, or my pants are blue. Something that is very basic and very true to you. Then feel how you feel. Most of the time you're going to feel just like you were right before. Now insert something that is the opposite of what you just said, and notice how you feel. And it might take you doing this on a couple of different subjects if you've never done this before, just so you can really hone in and feel how you feel. That is your intuition telling you, And that's what you want to start noticing. Once you start noticing your intuition, you can call on it on purpose. And it can be used in a variety of ways. I use it for choices that I have. Am I going to do this now or later? Regardless of planning and what there are deadlines or commitments that I have made. But if I have a choice of different things to do in a particular order, or a next direction to take on a project that I have, I can sit there and just get myself quiet again and say, what is the next right thing? What is the next right step in the situation that I'm in? And sometimes the answer comes right away, and sometimes it takes a little while. So I just throw that question out. And usually, if it doesn't come right away, if it's something easy, if I'm pulled to one or the other, then I will do it. If I have to think and try to analyze it, no. I let it set for a little bit and then go about your normal day. And usually, in my experience, the next time I'm in a quiet place, driving in the car, at a lull in a meeting, sitting in a waiting room, or in the bathroom or the kitchen when there's water seems to really go well with intuition, for me anyway, in my experience. Doing something in the yard, in the gardening, I'm watering plants, that next right step will come. And the more often you're able to do that and recognize it when it's there, and notice the difference between your intuition and your ego, which is saying you better do this or else, or they're out to get you, or you've got to do this, or you've got to guard against this. The more you can differentiate between the two and use them in their respective, the way that they best work for you, the more you can integrate that into your decision making and living your life, you will really notice a difference, so that you can use all of your faculties and all of your own inner tools to get you going wherever it is that you're going, even if you're not going anywhere. You're just, living day by day, and see how it works for you. Once you start realizing when your intuition is talking to you and how your guidance system works, you can use that with your critical mind, and you'll find that your intuition is going to get stronger. You're going to be able to notice it more and how it plays into your life, and it will start helping you make better decisions. If you try a couple of times asking what is my next right step and take it, then you want to look at it, go out a little ways, and then look back. Are things lining up to confirm that you're moving in accordance with what your intuition told you? And if you're not, then the next time you ask, you might go in a different direction. So it kind of gives you a confirmation. And then once you realize when you're acting through your intuition versus your fight or flight ego response, you can use that in connection with your critical thinking to make better decisions and to more easily make decisions and not get stuck quite as often. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments or questions below. As always, share it with someone it might benefit. Subscribe to see the other videos, and come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.